Under the Gun is about a boy whose family is facing a lot of hardship, and he pretty much enters a poker tournament to try and fix, you know, to win some money to fix everything that's going on. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. The main lead in this drama, his name is Gogun, and pretty much what his family's going through is his sister, I guess she has some form of cancer. She needs a bone marrow transplant. So that costs money. His father used to be a professional, um, poker player, but with everything that's going on with the sister, and I think whatever happened with his wife, or their mom, because she's not in the picture. So I think all of that kind of brought him to drinking, and now he's not just playing the game, he's gambling now. So he drunk so much when the daughter like passed out in the room, that he went in front of a car and the car hit him, and so now he has a bad leg. But even then he's still drinking. The gun is telling him like stop drinking, but he's like the only way he could cope with his leg is by drinking. So so the only person who can bring money into the house now is Gun. And he sleeps during school time, and he goes to work. He has like three or four different jobs that he's doing, and trying to make money to pay the rent, to pay everything. But even then um there are letters coming through to his house to say like past due. So this is a review for episodes 1, 2, and 3, and the series is pretty short. It's like 6 episodes. So yeah, so pretty much what happened in the first 3 episodes is he meets Se Young, right? Se Young just moved from the United States, and she came back to live here and go to school. So she's pretty much the new girl in school. She has another guy that she knew. He's the one who Tay something. He's the one who came to pick her up from the airport to bring her home. And they're friends because their moms are friends. And I'm guessing his mom wants them to end up together. Her mom is like, maybe you can go out on a date with him, because like every time I meet his mom, she's always like, pressuring me. So she's like, maybe you could just go out on one date or something. And she's like, I don't want to, because we've known each other for 10 years and not once did I like him. But he is in love with her, right? He likes her. He liked her from the very beginning. So she comes to this new school and pretty much it was like love at first sight with um with Gun. And when she came to the school, the only available seat was next to him. And like the girl, as soon as she gets to sit next to him, she starts flirting with him, and he's just like looking at her like, what is wrong with you? Like, why? First of all, why are you talking to me? And did I ask you for all of this information? She's like, oh, you're very handsome. Do you want to be friends? Do you want? I'm like, she's very bold. she's yeah, she's very bold. So anyway, they they meet each other at school. She's following him around. Then they meet each other again by one of his jobs, which one of his job is he's the clerk. He's the cashier at a 24-hour um, mm, grocery, not grocery store, but you know. Um, so she came and pretty much he was gonna get in a fight with these two students, and she came and stepped in, and she was like, "Oh, she's, fourth level in Taekwondo." So pretty much she was like, "Oh, that's the second coincidence that they ran into each other." The third coincidence was when she was waiting for him, like he was supposed to go to work, but he didn't. Well, he did, but he didn't go to the job that she thought he went to. Um, so that's when she saw his dad, and his dad was like drunk, but she didn't know it was his dad. She just saw a drunk guy on the floor laying down, well, drunk. So she like helped him and like got him home, and then that's when she realized that it was his home because he came in. But that night he went to another job, which I don't even know how he even got into that other one. It's another it's it's almost like an underground gambling, but but what he was doing was he was just running errands for the people. And then that night they told him to go buy a deck of cards, right? And then the person he bought it from texted someone and was like, "Oh, the marked deck is on its way." So like when they started playing, one of the guys, I guess, realized it was marked. So he was like, "Who bought the cards?" So then he beat him up for that. So I'm like, what the? So, but before he went in, there was another guy who warned him, like, you have to be careful that you don't get dragged in to all of this. But before that, um, I think it's also important to note that going back to the other guy who liked Young, apparently Gun and him, they knew each other. So maybe he was a year older, and went to the school, because when they did like a flashback, they played, poker against each other, and Gun won. And I guess ever since then they haven't been friends, but he knows a lot about Gun's dad. So he was like, how's your dad? And he was pretty much you know aggravating him. So when he brought her home that night, that's when he told her, like, "I like you and I want to be with you." But she's like, "I don't like you. I don't want, you know." And then he was like, "Is it because of Gun?" She's like, "Well, what does that have to do with anything? I just don't want to be with you." And he's like, "Oh, well, it's time for him to get out of the way." And I'm like, that's weird though, because it hasn't even been that long that she came to town. She just met the guy. So for you to assume that she doesn't want to be with you because of the other guy is weird. Because you had 10 years to be with her, and clearly you lost. Clearly, during those 10 years, she never reciprocated your love, right? So for you to blame him is weird. So what he did was, he knows that he knows the father. The father, like, can't resist going to these things and gambling. So he went to a illegal gambling thing, and you should have seen the way they were acting with him. It was they were literally cheating, and they took the first stack of money, then they took his watch, then they took every other jewelry that he had on him. And first I was like, where did you get that stack of money from? I hope it's not the stack of money, a stack of money that your son was saving to pay the bills. This man is working how many jobs, and he doesn't even have he's not even paying attention in school, but you take that money and you go gamble it away. But anyway, so they did all that, and then he called the police on him. So now he had to go to court for illegal gambling. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? All because the girl said no, she doesn't want to be with you. And still, in the first 3 episodes, she, she doesn't want to be with him. So, but anyway, the night that they did the third coincidence was the night, like, because she started, taking care of the bruises that after they beat him up, um, and they started kissing, and I'm like, whoa, that is quick. They started like full on kissing. Like, next thing, she was like on the table with his father, like right there. But father's passed out drunk, so I guess um that didn't matter, right? So at the towards the end of episode 3, they're not really dating. He brought well, I'm not gonna say he brought her to, but she followed him to his job, and this job he's working with his friend. Pretty his friend owns a bar that has Texas Hold'em, and they're having this competition, and his friend is pretty much telling her to convince him to play because that would pretty much take care of all of his problems, right? Because the prize money is really high. So he's like, try to persuade him to play. He doesn't want to listen to me, but maybe he will listen to you, because she's very pushy. And she was like right in front of the friend. She was like, so we're still not dating yet? Like I don't want I don't want to ask you, but I will. But it would be nice if you asked me, you know? So she's very direct into what she wants. And he's more like, like, leave me alone type of. But you have to understand what he's going through, though. He's pretty much the breadwinner of his family. And his father just gets drunk every chance he gets, and he's still gambling instead of going to go get help. And then his sister is in the hospital, and in order for her to get the bone marrow transplant and go to chemo and something else, like, that's going to cost a lot of money. And all of that pressure, all of that is on him because the father doesn't want to take the responsibility. And which is weird because he should be the one taking the responsibility, not the boy. So I don't know. It's one of those stories. So we'll see if well, obviously he's going to do the competition, but it's just a matter of if he wins. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to go against um, the guy that's forming the love triangle. So hopefully he does win and he gets the prize money. And this wraps up our journey on The Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.